Hello, everyone. My name is Sir Charles Henry Bowens Jr. I am creating a log, as you can read in the comments there and in the description of this channel, of things that I have to deal with every day with dealing with scleroderma and pulmonary hypertension. Now, to give people a little idea of what scleroderma is, because I'm suffering from two diseases, scleroderma is where your immune system has overreacted and is causing some of the other organs in your body to fail. So, all my life, I've never really get sick, never really had any diseases, never did any drugs, no alcohol, things like that. And part of that could have been because of the blood in my system and my immune system being so high that I stayed healthy. But as time has shown, now that the immune system is working against me and is causing an overreaction, which makes it's attacking itself. So one of the things that's a problem is right now is the lungs. The lungs have scar tissue in them, and lungs are, for those who don't know, are like a sponge. If you grab a sponge and you look at it, and if you tear off part of the sponge, it can't hold as much. So my lungs are currently at 30% oxygen is what they can hold. And so with that, you get tired just having conversations like this, going up and down stairs, walking fast. You can just forget exercise and running and things like that. That's just not going to happen. So the other problem I have is the pulmonary hypertension of the arteries. Now what that does is that makes it to where the arteries which carry the blood to the lungs are thinning and thicker so that there's less blood and less oxygen going to the lungs. So then if you have the problem where you have less oxygen going to a lung that has less capacity, then you turn around and have a double whammy problem, which is a problem that I currently have and have been dealing with now for about a year. The other problem that I have is that because you have those two things together, the right side of the heart has to work harder, and as that right side of the heart works harder, it has a tendency to fail. And that's what we're battling now with Stanford Medical Center and with rheumatologists that I have that are working to at least stop the immune system from attacking the body parts and to also stop the scleroderma from getting worse and also try to treat the pulmonary hypertension and also to make sure the heart doesn't fail. It gets to a point to where you can do a lung transplant, but you would also need to do a heart transplant. And although people say I look well, I am 56 years old, and there's no telling how things are going on the inside. So with that, it's what I deal with. And on a daily basis, there's certain things that I have to really pay attention to. I'm on medication from all doctors at Stanford and everything else, and there's several pills I have to take in the morning, some midday, some at evening, and some at night before I go to bed. One of the side effects of one of the pills, and I don't know which one, is short-term memory. So, to give you an example of a challenge, if you're upstairs and you go downstairs and you forgot something upstairs, you have to go back upstairs to get it. But again, with the scleroderma, the worsening of the lungs, the inability for them to hold oxygen, the worst thing you need to do is to go downstairs, upstairs, and then back downstairs. So it's a struggle every day to try to get everything in order and remember everything and to be able to say, let me take this so I don't have to come back upstairs. So I do that at home. I also do that at work. And then you tend to learn how to do as little as you can as possible, as quickly as you can as possible, so that you can rest. So that's what I deal with on a daily basis, an hourly basis. and things like that. Now, one of the side effects that people notice is weight. I have lost a lot of weight. I used to weigh 230 pounds less than a year ago, or about a year ago. I'm down to 175 pounds. And those who know me say things to me like, oh, what diet are you on? Oh, you look great today. You look a whole lot better than you did a year ago. Those types of things. And I say to them sometimes, and mostly to myself, sometimes I've learned to now to accept the compliments and just say thank you. But one of the things that gets me in that is that they don't want my diet plan. They don't want to have to go through what I'm going through. It's very bad to do and have to deal with. And part of the problem is, like I said, to see the changes in my body. I've gone from a size 18 neck down to a 16 neck. I've gone from extra large shirts to medium shirts. I've gone from a 38 waist to a 34 waist, and the 34s are fitting a little loose sometimes, but I'm managing my eating habits. Foods just don't taste the same. I am on chemotherapy pills every day. So imagine if you had to go to the doctor every day and have a chemotherapy intravenous in your arm. I used to do that. It was affecting my ability to work, affecting my ability to think clearly, and things like that. And I just didn't want to take the time off. So the doctors now have me on a chemotherapy drug that I take every day. I take 2 in the morning, 2 midday, and it's the same effect of the chemotherapy intravenous. It's just that you're able to take it in pill form, and if you are mentally strong enough, you get up and you go through your day. So I currently take those pills in the morning. It takes a while for me to get the energy up after I take the pills to be able to manifest a persona to go to work and dress the way I dress and to make it through the day. So it's something I do, and I chose to do that in order to at least keep some resemblance of life, or should I say normal life, because I'm still alive, but to be able to say I go to work every day and I come home every day and I'm able to go out to dinner and spend time with people and interact with other people, as opposed to sitting in a hospital bed with a needle in my arm, which I've always been opposed to. Like I said, I never have taken drugs or done alcohol or anything like that. I've always been somewhat of a control freak, so I never wanted to take anything that impaired my judgment, because then I was not in control. So in any event, that's what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. As you can tell, I've been talking now for a little over 8 minutes, and I'm a little out of breath. So when I go to business meetings, I don't talk much. I listen. I try not to say anything that's not important, because it's a waste of my air, and I ain't got time to waste no air. I do very little walking and exercise. I eat as much of everything that I possibly can, but because I'm on the chemotherapy drugs, some stuff just doesn't taste right. So you end up using a lot of salt or things like that, and those then cause adverse effects. Or you eat spicy food, which in my condition causes acid reflux and sweating and things. I mean, at the table. So you try to monitor everything. I mean, I can't drink anything with fruit because of the acid in the fruit causes the acid reflux. So I run into these things and run into these problems, and I try to adjust certain things in my life in order to be able to make it through the day and try to keep a smile on my face and things like that. So anyway, this is the first video that I will do, and I will try to do one, and will do one every week, to let people know how my week has been and how I've been going through, and how the doctors are approaching this. It is rare. Scleroderma is rare for men, and even more rare for black men. So the pulmonary arterial hypertension that comes along with that, and it's because of that, is even more rare than that. And then to have both is like, Stanford's got me on some watch list because they want to be able to study the case, because it's not something they even see come along. So the students there will get an insight to why a 56-year-old black man would get scleroderma, pulmonary arterial hypertension, and try to fight against heart failure. So hopefully things will come up that will allow me to continue to work, continue to live my life as best I can, and continue to be the person that I am. There's a clinical trial set for September, and if I can make it through it without getting finger ulcers are where blood doesn't flow to the fingers, and the fingers start to deteriorate. You're only allowed to have 2 in order to get into the trial that I'm looking to get into. I currently have 2, so if one more shows up before September 3rd, then I will not be allowed in the trial. So those of you out there seeing this video, hope and pray for that. I find solace in the fact that I've had a very full life to this point. I still do. I still am able to do things. Like I said, I still go to work every day. I still get up every day. I still get bored if I'm doing nothing. So those who have known me for years and years know that I am a workaholic. I'm always busy doing something. My brain doesn't stop. I just keep going and going, and I come up with new ideas, and I've owned businesses and started ventures and things like that. So I try to keep the mindset of those things. One of the problems I have now is, like I said, I think of new things, and my short-term memory, I forget them. So I have to act immediately and write things down and in order to pursue new ventures and stuff like that. So I try not to have much drama and stress in my life because it's not worth my time. I have people around me who care, but I have always been a sheltered person when it comes to my feelings. I don't express them well, and I apologize for those who care and love me for that. But I hopefully will not change, because I want to be the Charles that I've always been. And that's what I strive for every day. So with that, like I said, this is the first video. I am dressed and ready to go to work today. I have to be there in about 30 minutes. And it will be a hard day. We have delivery day, so I have to work a load today. So that's not going to be easy, but I will tough through it the best I can. And hopefully the team will do their part and make everything look good. So with that, thanks to those who are watching. I will send out a link to this to the 1,200 people on my Facebook, family and friends. If you've gotten this link in a text, I'm not going to call you out, but that means that you are special to me, and I do think about you every day. So those who come across this channel, share it with those that you also know, and if other people with scleroderma and the combination of pulmonary arterial hypertension can get an insight from what I'm going through, and then maybe they can share some of the things that they may be going through as well. Anyway, this is Charles, and I'm signing off today, and I will see you guys back here in a week. Thanks.